Natasha, we're making stuff, hence the name. It's not just me this morning. I've got lovely Susie here who has made the throw and go bag. In fact, maybe I need to turn her there so we can see the throw and go bag in all its glory. You just throw it on and off you go. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. So we have got that for you. Susie's going to demo that in just a minute. We will then have after that, yes. First we had the Smarth, now we have the Snood. Basically I wanted to make a Snood for the times when you don't want the tails on the Smarth, when they get in the way because, you know, you're bending down to pick up dog poo, hence the inspiration. You know, and you don't want your tassels going in that, or other situations where that would not be ideal. Also, for those gentlemen that go, well, why do I want... It was another option. I've seen so many guys wearing snoods type things instead of masks, but they keep slipping down. So, of course, we've done the ears and the nose, and I have to say, for a good 3 hours, I scratched my head over how to do this with no visible seams. I've got more jersey cut and lying on the floor than I care to really think about. But that means that you don't have to do that. This is how it's going to work. I've ordered a whole load of jersey for you this morning. We will put kits together because it uses, although it uses just over 1/2 metre, it's like just over 1/2 metre fat quarter size. So what we'll do is we will put those kits together for you with the nose and the ears and sell those as bundles for you. So if you grab yourselves your instructions, we will get digital downloads available for you later on today. That just takes a little bit longer to organise. Grab yourself your instructions. They're all on the website www.natashamakes.com so that you don't get yourself in the absolute mess that I did. Go, why are the earpieces on the side again? I can't wear it like that. Yeah. So, having said that, we have got some gorgeous kits for you to make this bag out of today, or if you just love fabulous fabrics, then you can make this bag out of any of the 1/2 metre heavens. And with the fabrics that you have left over, once you've cut that out, instead of having a webbed strap, you can have one to match your fabric. On the website, you will also see we will have these, the little D-ring situation things. Ba-ba! They'll be on the website for you as well. Let me show you the kits. So we have the owl one. Now you saw this, didn't you? Susie's just over there. You saw these in the warehouse and went, oh,
yes.
Look at the owls, the owls.
And then if you turn them upside down, you've got skulls.
No way. Have you?
Well, I think so. They look very skull-like to me.
Do they? I tell you what, they met with a nasty end to have a skull that shape.
Yeah. But you know, like the necropolis things where they see the pile of skulls.
Oh, like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it this way
Yeah,
round.
I would.
Yeah.
It matches the button.
Yeah, it matches the button. Now, where is the button? I've put the button somewhere.
Oh,
you stole
stick.
the button. Yeah.
I put it on the pile of to-dos.
The pile to do, the to-do button. I was going to put the owl button just in with this kit, but he was too cute to just limit it to the people that had this fabric. So I think he's 99p. If you would like a super cute wooden owl button.
They are really cute.
It's really cute. Now that is your option with your navy. So you've got your navy webbing there. Option number 1. Option number 2. Haha.
I love this.
Isn't it gorgeous? I can't remember for the life of me what it was called. Potentially Estelle. But look at the colours! Look at the colours! This is why with any of the 1/2 metre heavens it's going to work a treat, isn't it? Because
absolutely, yes.
You've got that contrasting colour that we love. And then look at this. Oh, hang on. This one.
Yeah.
Now, you see, you missed this whole conversation this morning, Susie.
Oh.
I was going to put this, I wanted this with orange. And then Inga said it overpowered it. But I got my way because...
Orange webbing.
Orange webbing, and I think she's right. I think to have that teal, that sort of, that gorgeous blue to match that, and then just have that wah!
Yeah.
That's a technical term.
The wah.
The wah!
Yeah, absolutely.
Technical term,
Yeah.
That's the one there. So that's another kit. And then if you love a bit of Philip Jacobs, why not treat yourself? Ba-ba.
Autumn chrysanthemums.
Autumn chrysanthemums. I still can't
Dahlias.
say it properly. So again, 1/2 metre of each of those, and your webbing and instructions. Yeah, all in your kit. If you just want the instructions, they are on the website. And also, I don't know if you saw, but I've started doing a thing called Natasha's Perfect Pairs. Yeah, I had to add the S on to the end so it didn't sound rude. And basically, it's where I find collections of fabric and I match them so that the colour is exact. So they've come from the same collection. So they are a little bit more than the 1/2 metre heavens, because quite frankly, I can't carry that cost across stuff, because you always get that on a discount. And that's always my little Thursday treat to you when we load up new ones. Yeah, it's like when they've got Black Friday and stuff like that, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I always bring you the best price I can afford. So we'll have to have a little think about that. Right, and I'd rather shop with someone that gave me their best price rather than 2 times a year dropped everything to what it could have been before.
I
don't like that. It doesn't sit right with me. So anyway, politics so early in the morning. So what I've done is, and this was to launch it, I found you Tilda fabrics, Tilda, and then put it with a Tilda plain that is the exact colour. Yeah. Now, Tilda plains are really hard to come by, especially when your supplier sends your box to somebody else and sends you a box full of glittery felt and wool. Yeah, well, that wasn't what I ordered.
Really useful.
Not even remotely useful. So that makes it even harder to come by. Yeah, especially when you'd got the last of it. So that was fun, and that will be wending its way back to me. So expect to see more of these when it arrives. But you see, this is the Dove White. You can't match that with anything else. There isn't anything that exact same white. So that's your Dove White, if you don't want to go for the sort of sky bluey colour there. But what about this? Your Shirley Red. Now you see, this is it. So you might be saying, well, why didn't you put the other one with it? Because look, it's the wrong red. It's the wrong red. That's an orange red. This is a blue red. All gets very complicated. But anyway, you could have those 2 1/2 metres.
I think red's one of the hardest colours to match.
It's a really hard colour to match. That and greys sometimes, because if you get a blue grey or a brown grey or a green grey, and again, there's your reds again. It's fine. I'm really limited on some of these. Yeah, I know. I've only got like 1 or 2 of these. But
tea cosy.
How gorgeous. A tea cosy. Is that it? Is that the one? This is your paper flower. Again, I've only got a couple of these left as well, but it's just finding that right colour, isn't it? So that if you do want to make, I don't know, like a gorgeous bag or something that you can just throw on and go, then, you know, you're sorted. So that as well. You won't get the fluff necessarily, but look at this.
I think you pay extra for that, don't you?
Extra for the fluff. Extra fluff. I love these candy stripes.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And look, I found the perfect blue. So maybe you're making pyjamas for toys. Yes. You know, and what I also found.
Pyjamas like that.
Huh?
I'd lose weight to wear
You'd
pyjamas.
lose weight. You'd have to lose a lot of weight, Susie. I mean, there's nothing of you anyway, but you'd have to lose a lot of weight. It's only 1/2 metre. Maybe shorts.
Yeah.
Just one leg.
I could chop an arm off.
You can chop it off. Chop an arm off. It's that gorgeous. That's how gorgeous it is. I mean, I think that's a little extreme. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm a big Tilda fan, but
They are stunning though.
it's like when you forget to pre-wash your fabrics and then think, oh,
Yeah.
shouldn't have had that cake if I wanted to get into it. Yeah. Right, they are your fabrics. Without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Susie. I'm going to take this so that I can change things
Don't
around.
forget your tea.
I'm going to take my tea. I'm going to take this. I'm going to say a quick hello to everyone, by the way, as well, because I need to turn it down. So we've got April from Australia. Oh, International Natasha Makes. Claire. All my lovely goodies have been posted. Cannot wait for them to arrive. Good. And Kirsty, good morning, Natasha. Watching live today. Hooray! And Susan and Sue. Hello. And Naomi. Hello. Naomi has been on it with the smarts.
Oh, has she?
Yeah, she's made them. She made a very smart one in black for her husband as well.
Ooh, nice.
Really nice. Yeah.
Very
Sarah Payne says, morning, sweetie.
Oh.
I feel your stock stresses. We met for a socially distant, respectable cup of tea the other day and basically just whinged at each other for half an hour about why can't I get stock? What's going on?
Yes.
So, yeah, you've got to plan well in advance for all these things. We've got Julia, we've got Katie, we've got Sarah, we've got Bev. It seems to be getting worse, not better. We've got Sonia, good morning. She's Natasha and Trine trying to stay awake from night duty. Love the fabrics. Oh, you are good. You are good. Catherine and Dorothy and Sue and Lynn, hello. And Janet and 6 others, it says. And Heather and Lynn and 7 others. Good morning, 7 others. And Donna and Claire and Stephanie and Margaret and Helen and Irene, hello, who loves the Tilda fabrics. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to have to do is delve into her older stock as well and find that's the new stuff.
Is it?
Yeah. So Susie's just spotted a big pile in the corner. Like, that's the new one.
So gonna love those.
I know. I've got all sorts of things planned for those. Anne says, how I wish I could get some of the fabrics you show. Stuck in semi-lockdown here and have to wait until I can get to a large town. Where are you then, Anne? Because, we ship.
Post delivery.
And
it's very good.
Yeah, it's very good, sisters, yeah. Anne Maria Deasy, good morning. And Michelle, hello. And Anne and Kate, good morning. And Linda, hello. And Alice and Margaret and Linda. Kate says hi. Kate is Jane's mum. Yeah. And Joan and Donna and Julie and Jacqueline, good morning to all of you. And Victoria as well. Hello. Oh, and Rachel from a miserable Shropshire. Yeah, it's just that kind of day. Stay in and sew. And play with your puppies.
Moody
she
Monday.
does have puppies. She's got a new litter of puppies.
Oh,
yeah.
What sort?
I want to say Australian sheepdogs. Have I got that right? She's very knowledgeable about her dogs, is Rachel. She came and tracked me down at Crufts. She knows her stuff. She's been there before.
That's good.
Karen says, morning Tash, feeling like Widow Twanky this morning. Been doing laundry all morning. Cup of tea in bed now to watch you lovely people. I have Widow Twankied myself to bits this morning because that sounds really wrong. But the kids needed school uniform. I know. I suddenly realised I'd washed everything else apart from Freddie's trousers. So they went in at 4 o'clock this morning and through the dryer and everything else. Of course, they have to go on a hot wash. Anyway, won't get into that. I'm going to take all of this. I'm going to go over there. Susie and I are going to do a little dance and then magically she will appear. See you in a minute. Dunk. Over to you, Susie Duncan.
Good morning.
Whee! Good morning. Susie, where might people know you from?
So I have been on Hochanda.
You have, with gorgeous Liberty.
Yes, Liberty Fabrics was, dream.
Living the dream.
It was just amazing, yes. So yes, that's probably where you've seen me or popped up in various places demoing over the last few years.
Oh yes.
But yeah, I've been behind the scenes a lot in the last couple of years because it's...
Now you've been doing a lot with...
Riley Blake.
Yes.
I have. So my little project baby was the Jane Austen project.
Which I'm trying... They're doing another print run.
They are doing another print run, yes.
I've got my name down.
As far as I know, yes.
Yeah.
The problem, as you've said, is shipments.
Yeah.
It's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
But not just for fabric, for absolutely everything in our lives, it's all going to grind to a slow halt because airlines aren't flying, so we have to wait longer.
And it has to come on ships?
Yeah. So
which then takes longer.
Yeah.
And then they have to have a full crew that are clear of the virus.
Yeah.
You don't think about it, do you? You just
No.
think, well, why can't I have my fabric? Why isn't it here?
Exactly, and then the docking system as well has
Yeah.
to have it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And if they need to stop and refuel on the way, then that's a whole other
I know.
ball game.
It's-
So it's fun times,
All of it is a
basically.
nightmare, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But we've got fabric, so we're all good.
We have. So, yeah, throw and go bag.
Although I
So-
keep saying it, throw and grow.
Yeah, well, I do as well. But when Natasha asked me to make this, she said, what are we going to call it? I said, well, I don't know, throw and go, because that's what I do with mine. I just throw it all in and go.
Yeah.
And that's what makes projects really good fun, when you can come up with something zany
Yeah.
to do with them. But it is big enough to literally throw a lot in.
And I like the fact that it's across the body.
Yes.
So that if you happen to be in a town or anything like that,
Yeah.
safety.
Exactly, and it's thin enough, so I wear mine underneath my walking coat.
Do you?
I do, yes.
Because that's the other thing, is that you wear yours when you dog walk.
I do, yes. So mine gets filled with, because it's got 2 pockets, so the outer pocket, which hasn't got, is quickly accessible, can have the poo bags and the hand sanitizer and that sort of rubbish in. And then the other bit can have the important things like my phone.
Yeah. House keys.
Skis.
Yeah.
So it is a really good bag, but also it's a great one for just on the go
Yes.
yourself.
I
And you
could
can
fit
put
a
your face
nappy
masks
in there.
Yeah, you can.
Not for myself,
Well,
for
I-
Emily.
you know, I wasn't gonna
no
judge.
judgment. But, you know, any size for me would be way too big for Captain Small. So, you know, that would fit in there. And
Yeah.
some baby white,
Absolutely.
possibly a lip gloss, if I was feeling adventurous. My wallet and phone. Keys, done.
Exactly.
Job done.
But it's also a bag. So I have one at home with made out of sewing fabric or sewing icon fabric. And I use it when I am away. I just throw in my scissors, clippers, rotary cutter, so I can fit craft
Everything in there.
essentials in there as well.
Oh, it truly is the one bag that
Yeah, sewing
fills
machine
every
won't
need.
fit, but you know, hey.
Oh, we need a fold-upable
But it
one.
is, yeah, it's one of those versatile, easy to go to bags, and it's super easy to make as well, which is even better.
Australian Terriers.
Ah,
That's what they
I
are.
don't think I know those.
Oh no, they're really gorgeous. You'll
Yeah.
have to have a look on Rachel's
I will.
website.
I
Not
will.
website, her Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
That's
said she
cool.
hopes that we make it to crafts because I've already qualified. I say I've already qualified. Maud's already qualified. So we
So
can
cool.
go. Right, talking
Brilliant.
of going.
Right.
Yay!
So shall we crack on?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna. Shall I go through? So you get your 1/2 meters of fabric and your webbing, your D-rings and your swivel hooks. The button I'll put to one side because that's an optional.
Yeah, so the swivel clips are they're on the website if
Yeah.
you want to buy those. This is the sort of thing that if you already have, you don't want to bother buying anymore.
No.
If you don't already have it, then you are going to need to pop a couple, unless you want to make fabric ones.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
up to you.
I mean, you don't have to use the D-rings. The advantage of a D-ring and a swivel hook, because I've often been asked this, is that as you move your body, it
Swivels
less
with you.
wear and tear on whatever handle you create. It just gives it that movement and
Yeah.
it stops that fraying at the edges over time. To be fair, you'd probably have to do Zumba or something for it to...
I don't know, you do long dog walks, Susie.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, bless him. I think my dog is so pleased that I'm not there this morning.
He gets a lion.
Well,
Susie
yeah,
has a
it's
gorgeous
great.
Vizsla called Hendrix.
I do. He's mental.
Yeah.
Well, he's a Vizsla. I mean, you just say the word Vizsla and everyone goes, yeah, mental.
Yep. Yeah. I think they
Velcro.
calm down about a week before they die. That seems to be the thing with them. So you've got a long haul of fun.
Yeah, he is good fun. He is good fun. Bless him. I've missed him this weekend. So the other thing you'll need is some snap fasteners. Or if you don't want snap fasteners, you can use magnetic clasp. You can use create a loop out of ribbon or scrap of fabric and do a button.
Use
Use your owl button.
There you
You'd
go,
need
with a bit of
quite
elastic.
a big loop if you're going to use the owl button, because the owl button is just over 1.5 inches high, so you would need quite a decent loop on that one. So I'm going to put those to one side so I don't lose them. So when you get your fabric, to make the bag is super, super easy. Everything's in rectangles. You haven't got any dodgy shapes to cut.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no, we like easy things, easy projects. And in fact, there is enough fabric to cut 2 bags
Right.
if you want to.
Yeah.
Or you can cut 1 bag and use the excess fabric to make a smaller bag and handles.
Oh, nice.
Because it's all rectangles, you can just change the dimensions to suit you.
Easy, easy.
So
Nice.
it's really cool.
Nice, nice, nice.
So you're going to need to cut 2 of your outer fabrics.
Yeah.
And they're 10 by 12 inches. Sorry, I work in old money when I'm doing sewing. I don't know why, because I was brought up metric.
Don't worry, but
weird.
it's all, yeah,
But
know
I have,
was
the
too.
pattern has got, both.
It's got all of the instructions,
has.
hasn't it? And all of the
It
measurements.
has.
So don't worry if you can't remember them all or anything like that.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. And your lining is exactly the same size.
Cool.
And
cool,
to
cool.
match with your outer, you need 2 pieces of your H640.
Yes.
So fusible fleece. Fusible fleece just makes it super quick and easy.
Yes.
And you haven't got to do any basting
No, we do
or
not like that.
spraying. So we do like that one. So that's the body of the bag. Then you're going to cut, for your pocket, you need, now this is where it looks a bit weird on the instructions. From your outer fabric or the outer part of your pocket, whatever you want as your outer, you cut that the same width as your bag, so 10 inches and 8 inches high. But your lining for your pocket
Oh.
is same width, 10 inches, but 9 inches high.
Uh-huh.
Because then what you get...
Oh, we haven't shown the inside yet, have we? Oh, nice.
You get a little bit of the fabric showing.
Nice.
And there's wiggle room within the pattern. So if you want your pocket, so those dimensions would actually bring the pocket to about where my finger is.
Yeah.
But if you wanted, as I've done, to lower it, so you've got more hand room, if you like,
Yeah.
then those dimensions will allow you to just drop it a bit as well. But obviously your positioning of the fastener
Yes.
will have to change.
Yes.
But I'm super cautious, so even though I've put measurements for that on the bag, I strongly recommend, which we'll come to when we get there, that you double check everything. I always double check everything.
Now, we've just been asked, have we got digital versions of this? They will be going up online later. The digital ones always take, it's crazy, isn't it? They actually take longer to get up and on. Paper is easier, digital takes longer. So yes, they will be ultimately, same with the Snood, the digital version will be up later. It's not available yet. It will be hopefully up later on today. So we are trying to do things digitally. It just, yeah, takes a bit longer.
It does. Especially when people like me just don't get their act together and send it through quick enough.
Oh, no, it's not you. It's not you, don't you worry.
So the other bit you've got is the flap. Now with mine, because I was trying to be super saving on fabric, I actually cut it a bit small.
Oh.
So I used a scrap just to fill in the gap either side. But you won't do that. You'll cut yours properly.
This is it, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
I sent you away with the fabric to do this,
Yes.
and then so that's the prototype,
Yeah,
effectively,
exactly.
isn't it? So there might
But
be
it
the odd
also
little thing.
shows you can change things if you want to. You don't have to do it one way or another. It's your bag, you know,
Yeah.
and this is just my version of it. But what you will notice is, and I was super proud when I achieved this, all my owls are the right way up when you open the bag. Yay! So I haven't got owls somewhere and skulls the other way.
Brilliant.
So that is one thing I have put on the pattern. Do note if your fabric has got direction. I think the owl is the only one looking at these.
It depends which way up you want your plants growing.
Yeah, but even those you can have tumbles, can't you?
You can, yeah.
So
if you haven't been out
you
with your strimmer in a while,
Exactly.
then
yes,
they do tend to.
Yeah, that's my job this afternoon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So what I did was cut my flat pieces. They're the same width, 10 inches. These are 8 inches high. Just make sure when we assemble that we put the owls upside down to assemble.
Because they have to be
Because
lifted
otherwise
up.
they'll be the wrong way around.
They will be
So-
gravity defying ones.
And then the last bits you'll need are the little tabs that go on the side that hold the D-rings. Now, if you're not doing D-rings, you're just putting handles straight in,
Yeah.
then you miss out this bit, obviously.
Okay.
So your handles would actually feed in here. And when we get to that bit, I'll explain how you would do that. So you've got the 2 options. But to do the D-ring holders, little tabs, that's the first bit we're going to do. You've got 2 rectangles, 2.5 by 3 inches. But that gives you, they're quite big, I felt, when I first did them. But then I thought, actually, no, because that means that they hug round you and give you better movement.
I mean, I feel that you could actually Zumba with this.
Yeah, I probably will later. So, let's crack on. First job is, I always make my tabs first, purely because I'm impatient and I normally get to that point and think, oh, no, I've got to make my tabs. So I always get that bit out the way first. It's the fiddliest bit as well, to be honest. So I'm a great presser.
Yeah, you are good about this, aren't you? I managed to break the iron.
Oh, did you?
So hence the world's most enormous one.
And I keep pressing the button that makes it talk.
Oh no, yeah, well it's meant to be a big steam oven. Iron.
Iron. Oh,
Yeah,
a
I'm not
steam
gonna manage
station.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
can have a
that's what the-
sauna with one of those. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, you know, yeah.
I used to I trialled this product.
Did you?
From Morphy Richards, yeah. And I had so many facial saunas, it was incredible. Because
wonder
the
you
amount
look
of
so
steam that was
youthful.
generated.
No wonder you look so youthful.
That's the plaster of Paris. Right, so once you've pressed them in, the tabs in half, so that's long sides together, just fold the sides in towards that and give them another press. And I will stop pressing that button. I
No,
promise.
don't worry about it. Do
Sounds like
not worry.
You're having an electric shock, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully not.
No, yeah. Yeah, if my hair stands on
Hopefully
end, you
not.
know I've pressed the wrong button. So you do that both sides and then you fold it over again so that they meet. So your raw edges are hidden and you've got a nice, neat little tab.
And that, I mean, that's how you could do your, you're not going to stop pressing it, are you?
No, I'm not.
No.
It's where your hand goes.
I know.
It's weird.
I only bought that.
I've got a rotary cutters like that where the bit to close the blade is right where you put your thumb.
Oh.
It's such a pain.
Oh no, bad design.
Yeah.
I
I did tell him.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. No, so I only bought that because we used to do a bit of Airbnb-ing.
Ah, yes.
And which means you have to actually iron your sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really annoying. I'm glad
Okay.
we don't do that anymore.
So I'm now going to stitch.
Oh, I've put
No,
you-
it's all right. You're
You
right.
go in there.
I'm going there. I'm now just going to stitch along the very edge here.
Do you want to move that sewing machine just up a little bit? Back a little bit. There you go.
That way, is that better?
Yeah.
Are we better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot to check the angles when I brought it back from Hochanda.
Oh dear. And now bear with me because this is a fabulous machine, but I've only just.
But it's not your machine,
It's
is
not,
it?
no. So I'm just getting as close to the edge as I can, and I know that's not straight, but I am going to chain piece those just for speed. And you can use a thread that matches if you want to, but just again for speed. I'll borrow these. Yeah, I caught that end, but that's okay because that'll be covered up, so we don't have to stress over things like that.
That is knowing, isn't it? It's knowing when to stress and when not to bother.
Yeah, I'm usually a complete perfectionist, and I would have in the past undone that and redone it.
Really?
Oh yes, and even though it was hidden, but now I have become a bit more of a realistic perfectionist.
I love the differentiation there. Oh, Geraldine says that her hubby's just put us up on the big TV. So she's got a big picture now. She's brilliant. Hi, Susie. Welcome to our sewing family.
Oh, hello. Thank you.
We do have a nice little sewing family going on. It's all very
lovely.
friendly.
Yeah. See, normally I'm out doing my 9-mile hike now, so I always come in at the end.
Do you do 9 miles every morning with dog?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do you? Have you got a set way that you go?
Oh no, we do a different one every day.
But what happens if you get to 8.5 and it's not quite 9?
Oh, I
You
just
just
do
like run them up
loops.
and down the road a bit.
Yeah, I see. I do 9. He does about 49 because he literally
'Cause he's a
runs.
nutter.
Yeah, like this. So that's it. That's your tabs done, and all you're going to do then is pass them through your D-rings. They're the ones without the swivel clips even. And you're going to then fold them over so that the short ends, open ends, the scruffy ends match. And I always just quickly seal those ends at about
Just going across.
yeah, about 3 millimeters, 1/8 of an inch. I mean, you can tack it if you want. You can pin it. You can clip it, whatever you choose to do. But the sewing machine's here, and it literally takes seconds to do that.
Aha, perfect.
So they're ready to go. So put them somewhere safe, because otherwise you'll bury them and you won't know where they are. The next quick bit is your lining.
Aha, we like a good bit of lining.
We do. So this is just beautiful, this batik stuff, isn't it? I love this.
Yes.
And I've not yet worked out the right and wrong side.
I don't think there is. I don't think it matters.
No.
And that's what makes it so
agree.
lovely, because normally the only other fabric that it doesn't really matter is with a plain.
Yeah,
So I just think pick the side that you like
exactly.
and go with that, and you're all good.
Yes.
Let's just have a quick. Oh, someone's in Cornwall. Who is it? Sue.
Oh.
Soggy Cornwall on our holly bobs. Yeah, Cornwall does that. And but then in half an hour's time the sun will come out.
Yeah.
It gets more hours of sunlight than
going
any other county, but I don't know if they count it as when it's sunny and rainy at the same time, because it does that too.
We're going
quite a lot.
soon.
Are you?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
We go to Bude.
Nice.
It's like our second home, and because of what's gone on, we haven't been for a long time, and we're both very like, we need the sea. And it'll be Hendrik's first trip as well, so we're very excited.
Oh,
Yeah, very excited. Don't
we
think we'll
used
get
to
him out.
regularly walk our hounds on Bude when we lived in Cornwall, because I
Yeah.
used to work a few more miles up the
Oh, right.
coast
Yeah.
in Devon.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, well, Bude is literally over the border, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so
What we doing?
I'm going to fuse my backings onto everything. So
So you fuse it onto the backing.
Yeah, so the bag outers, so that's the nice fabric that you want to see
Yeah.
here. You put your H640, your fusible fleece, medium loft, backing onto.
Onto that.
Yeah, because that's the only bit that needs the sort of weight, really. And I don't seem to have cut this the same size, but it's fine. As long as your iron doesn't touch it, you're good. So I'm just going to quickly apply that. I just love this stuff. So
The
easy to
H640.
use. Yeah.
Yeah.
So quick and easy to use. Makes life a dream.
We do love a bit of H640.
We do. So that's that one done. Same with the other side of the bag. Please note I didn't press the button.
Oh, look at you. Well done. Well done.
You watch us, you're now constantly.
Oh, Val's this morning, Sasha. Sorry I'm late. I had a few errands to do. Yeah, I think it's raining in Neath today.
It's raining in Scotland, I know, because I had a phone call from there this morning.
Aha.
Said it's a miserable, wet morning.
So I'm curious.
Yeah.
Why 9 miles? Why not round it up to 10?
Oh no, it's I don't know. It's just the route that we do happens to be about 9. Yeah, it varies. Some days we do a lot more, but generally it takes about an hour and a half.
Are you running this?
No, I power walk very fast. Yeah, I mean the dog is running to keep
Yeah,
up with
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No, I
fair
don't
enough.
run. Good grief. I never even ran at school.
Didn't you?
No, when they used to send us out on cross country, the route they did, they're really silly, our games teachers. The route they did, so sorry, I'm now putting the interfacing on the back of the
lining pocket.
No, this is the pocket.
Oh, is this the lid?
This is the flap, and I'm actually going to put it, the lid, yeah, the lid.
Oh, you know what I mean.
So I'm going to actually put it on the one that I want showing, and I'm going to do it the same as this, so no one's confused. So it's what was the lining of the bag is going to be the front of the flap.
Hence why the half-metre heavens work so well.
Exactly.
Right.
So, yes. Yeah, so my cross-country used to be, I'd run the first couple of 100 yards to where it went into the wood, and then I'd just sit on the log just inside and wait for them to do the circuit round the wood, and then I'd join in about in the middle of the pack. And all these others would be, you know, oh, I'm exhausted. I was like, well, why did you do the run, you idiots? You're totally mad. And I'd read half a book by the time they got back. It's brilliant. So, the only other bit of interfacing you need goes on the pocket front, this bit here.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the owl. So one bit's your nice fabric. Well, I don't like to say nice and horrid fabric. Non-plain and plain, I think we'll go with. So your flap's the plain, the other bits you do that. There you go. So we've got all those interfaced. Now your lining. Let's do that bit first because that's super easy. The only thing you have to remember with the lining is that you need to leave a turning gap, because otherwise you can't turn it back inside out and you're in a bit of a pickle and you have to undo. I hate undoing, so we're not going to do that. But whether you choose to leave it on a side or you choose to leave it at the bottom is entirely up to you. I tend to leave on the side purely because it's easier to access, and if
Less
ever
obvious.
my stitching came undone because I hand stitch it, I'd rather things didn't then fall into the bottom of the bag.
Oh yeah, good thinking.
So what I'm going to do is stitch 1/4 inch down the sides, stopping and reinforcing at that turning gap, and starting and reinforcing at the other side of the turning gap, and then round the bottom and up the other side is the plan.
Aha. Go on then.
And reverse. Oh, I've just spotted where reverse is on your machine. I didn't think of that earlier. And off we go.
So should we be doing forwards and back?
I only did because I didn't have a leader. I just started a bit down and went back on myself to get back again.
Oh, so you call it a leader, I call it a donkey. We've got all sorts of names.
I don't know what the official term is. It's just a scrap of fabric that I use.
The little scrappy bit. It's
Yeah.
all good.
I love these magnetic pots. They're brilliant, aren't they? I also don't cut my thread in between when I'm stopping and starting. I just drag it out and carry on again.
Do it.
Because invariably you're doing this at breakneck speed because you've got to do something else.
Yeah, that's pretty much life, isn't it?
Yeah. So, swizzle on the corner and off we go.
So this is just our lining.
This is just the lining. So again, this bit is the quick bit to do. It doesn't really matter what order at this stage you're making the bag up, but these are just the elements that you need to bring the bag together.
Okay.
So it's not critical what order they go in at this juncture.
Nice.
There we go. So that's my lining done. And then you can press, well the critical bit to press, if you're going to press it, is set your seam first because that will help later on, but is the top, at the top bit, if you can press those seams open, it just helps when you're aligning your bag outer and inner.
Oh, hang on. I've got a soppy message alert.
Oh,
Hang on.
what's
on.
happened?
I have a message. I don't know. Someone called Simon. I don't know.
Oh.
In Scotland. Simon from Scotland
Why isn't he working?
says, tell my beautiful wife that she's gorgeous and that he can't wait to see you.
Bless him.
He's an old softie,
He is.
isn't he?
He is incredibly soft. Yeah, bless him. Oh, sweetie. Thank you.
Oh, now Sue says that she knows that she's late to the party today, but have I got a new steam iron? No, we just broke the other one. So
not me.
Not you.
Not
no,
me.
No. I was taking the
let's
blame.
just get the
It was
we
actually
out.
Jane. But I'll take the blame for that one.
Can I use this one?
Yeah, and my other little prim iron is in my Hochanda bag, and so this was one that was to hand, and you want a
What have I done
rotary
with that?
cutter,
No,
don't
I
you?
have. I know. I've got one. We're good.
And yeah, so she's debating getting one of those really posh Olysio, what you know, the raising ones.
Yeah. Oh, they're superb.
They are, but
You forget to turn them off.
yeah. That's the trouble, because they raise whenever you take your hand away, which is
Yeah.
great. And what I would say is, if you are only ever going to use that iron, then great. But when I've had guests in who are used to using it, and they then use another iron, they just leave the other iron down.
Yeah.
So it becomes dangerous. So I would say, absolutely, they are fantastic irons, but make sure it's the only iron you use.
Yeah.
That's what I found.
Yeah.
But then
good
I
to
am paranoid that I'm going to leave an iron on.
Which,
I have done. On
yeah,
many
don't
occasions.
listen, Simon. I have done.
Well, we know he's watching now,
Yeah.
don't we?
No, he won't
You
be
know.
now. He'll be bored now.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Yeah, and you see, Sarah loves hers. I know Sarah absolutely loves that. Jojo's been baking cheese scones. Oh, cheese scones.
Oh, I love a cheese scone.
With a little bit of mustard or maybe
Oh,
cayenne
definitely
pepper.
mustard, yeah. Or even chili flakes.
Ooh.
Loads of black pepper.
So the other thing that you won't know about Susie possibly is that she's the most
She's
amazing.
barking.
Well, I didn't say that. She's the most amazing cook. Just the most amazing cook. Doesn't eat half of it
No,
herself.
I don't need.
Just gives it to everybody else, which is awesome. And when we went to pick something up from your house the other day, I got into the car and gave Freddie one of the muffins that he'd made. I
Yeah.
was like, but I need to say thank you, Mummy. Right, you're
bless
still in your pyjamas.
Yeah.
Just
it was
stay in the
late,
car.
wasn't
I'll
it?
send her a message.
Dear, bless her. Yeah, no, he did.
Right,
I'm
yeah,
just
every time I see you,
double-checking.
you've been making amazing things.
I do like baking. I love baking. My challenge that I set myself donkeys years ago was every week I have to try out a new main course recipe and a new cake recipe.
Really?
Yes, because I just love experimenting. I'm a scientist by
Oh,
trade.
yes.
So I love the chemistry side of cooking and mixing and matching flavours. So that's what it appeals.
You and Inga were geeking out about science
were.
and stuff the other day. I heard about that.
Yes,
I heard about that when
about
you
the
first met her,
fossils.
because Inga was saying, "Oh, I love Susie. She's a scientist like me."
Yeah, she's mad like me.
Now, where are we at?
We're at brain dead Susie trying to work out, and I think I've got it. So because I've got directional fabric, I'm now going to do the flap. And
Okay.
you'll notice that our flap has got curved edges.
Yes, it's got nice curved edges.
We like curved edges. And you can make these as curved as you like, or not curved if you don't like sewing curves.
Okay.
So you don't have to do curved edges. But if you want to do curved edges and you've got directional fabric, my strong recommendation is work out your directions first. Because if you'll notice from this, when I lift, the curves want to be at the top of the underside fabric, which means that I need my owls upside down when I'm curving.
You are not the only one that has to do this.
But
Just so that
it
you know.
Yeah, it just is better if you do. Get it right before you start. And if I get it wrong, we'll all have a laugh, won't we?
Yeah.
But put your fabrics right sides together. So you've got basically the sandwich is going to be your under flap, top flap, and that's already been bonded. I'm just going to put some pins in to hold it, but you can use clips. Don't put any pins anywhere near the corner for a minute, because if you're curving edges, this fabulous Creative Grid ruler.
Oh, the curved corner clipper.
Yeah, love it.
We do love a bit of curved corner clipper.
Do you know what I used at home?
I would imagine a bowl or a plate or something really unsafe.
My gin glass.
Your gin glass. Before or after gin?
Oh, I drank the gin before I used it.
Do not gin and cut, people. Do not gin and cut.
It was the weekend, so we're good. I'm only allowed it at the weekend.
But, you know.
What's that song? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can mark, if you haven't got this fab ruler and you're using something circular, mark it with a pen. But I've got this, so I can go around the corners.
Hurrah. Julie says, do we have a pattern kits for this? It's a Snood, like the Smarf.
Yeah, that's
it's a
brilliant.
Snood.
Brilliant name.
So if you're searching for it, it's a M, not a N, a Snood. Or because she was after the bag kit and she just didn't want to miss out. So if you grab the instructions, they are online now, the paper ones. The digital will be up later today, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then we will also be sorting kits, just the plain fabric kits with nose strip and ear pieces, ear elastic for you later today, so that you can buy the fabric that makes it, because it's slightly over ½ metre. So unless you want to buy a whole metre of jersey and have a bit left over.
That means you can make more than one though.
But you need that width. You see, that was the annoying thing.
Child size?
So child size. Well, yeah, potentially. How many children do you know?
Well, I've got 6. Well, I've got 4 plus
you've
Simon's
got 4
2.
plus, yeah.
And they've all got partners apart from one. So yeah, we've got a lot in our house.
But they're not children.
No,
are they?
No. And most of them are up here.
Yeah, way bigger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but never mind. It's all good. Right. So we've curved our edges.
Nice.
Which is
Beautifully,
always
by
good.
the way.
Thank you. That ruler is just fabulous.
Safer than your gin glass.
Well, it means I can carry on drinking the
gin. Yeah.
Not that I drink a lot of gin. I don't actually. I've still got the bottle I bought at the beginning of lockdown. That's how little gin I drink. Tea bags, however. So once you've curved, you've already placed your fabrics in the right way. You're now going to stitch. Ignore the straight edge at the top. You're not going to stitch that. You're going to stitch 1/4 inch all the way around the rest of it. You don't have to worry about reinforcing anything, because you're going to sew that into the top of the bag eventually. Just don't go over any of your pins. And curves are about the only time I don't sew at silly speed. I tend to do most things at silly speed, actually.
Apart from driving safely.
No, driving, yeah. And I love, my car has a cruise control setting, so you can set the speed you drive at. So I always set it to under the speed limit.
That used to freak me out. The first time that I was grown up enough to have a car with cruise control, I was like, what's happening? I don't have feet on anything. This feels really weird.
Yeah, it's a bit like when you first drive an automatic, isn't it? I'm just going to do that bit again because I wobbled. Yeah, the first time you drive an automatic and you're not using one of your feet, it's like, whoa, hang on, I'm so out of control here.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh no, you see, I'm used to that. It's okay. I can cope with that.
Well, I am now, but.
And around we go.
And around we go the other side. So cool.
Hurrah. Now.
Okay, so now you need to clip those corners because they won't lie flat if you don't.
Now here's the question, do you clip them? I often like to get the old pinking shears out.
Oh, do you?
Oh.
I'm a snipper. I don't know.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
With your little snip?
With my little snipper. Because the blade length on these is just perfect because it's about 1/4 inch, which is even better. So all I'm literally doing is cutting every, what, 1/2 centimetre or so, or trying to, but for some reason it's not doing it. So I'm just cutting round just the curved bit, not all the way round.
Yeah, you don't need to, do you, on the other bit?
No, you don't. Doesn't matter because this is going to get pressed flat.
Yeah.
But to press the curve flat, you have to do the snips. So that's that bit done.
The snips.
So then you know what you're going to do is turn this through. So do you believe I've got my owls the right way up?
Yay!
It's a good morning, Faith.
It's always a good morning.
It is. It is. I love mornings. I love all times of day. I think sleep is very overrated. So what I'm now going to do is a quick press. I think I love pressing because I love ironing.
Do you?
Yeah, I love ironing.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Wow, why?
I don't know. I think it's because you take something that's all scrumpled and then make it all nice and crisp so it ticks my neat box. Have to say,
we are learning so much about you
25
today.
shirts a week used to be a bit...
25?
Yeah, because they all had proper shirts for school.
Oh. Yeah, you see modern day fabrics where they just...
Yeah, they weren't then. Yeah, because mine are that old.
Which I have to say, I always... Firstly, the fact that you have 4 children, always like, nah, wow.
It frightens everybody.
Frightens, yeah, no, absolutely. And then the fact that... How old's the oldest now?
He is 27.
Yeah, you see, again,
Just
not looking
27.
old enough for
And
that.
he's got a little person.
So you're a nana, aren't you? You are a nana.
I'm a nana. A very proud nana this weekend because Ben, bless him, cracked crawling.
Has he?
I know.
Already?
I'm very excited.
Because he was born just as lockdown was just...
Yes, 2 days before we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you get to meet him before?
I got one cuddle.
You got one cuddle before
One
lockdown?
cuddle. And then nothing for 9 weeks.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
That's no good, is it?
No.
No.
So what I'm going to do now is top stitch. Now this is where you get choices, people's. Lots of choices. You can do fancy stitching if you want to.
You can.
You
You
can
did
do
on one
normal
of them.
I did on the join of the pocket and the lining.
Yes.
I was trialling out some stitching on my machine. But you can do it at this stage as well because your flap's the bit you see as well. So if you want to do fancy stitching, you can.
Do it.
And you can do it wherever you like as well. I did mine at 1/4 inch on this one, but you can do it wherever you like. You can do 2 rows if you want to.
Oh, I mean, you're
The
really
choice
showing off
is
now.
yours.
I mean,
Choice is yours.
twin needle it. Why not?
Absolutely, go for it. I'm just going to stick to 1/4 inch. Excuse me.
Oh, the concentration.
The
The concentration on the curve. Let's have a look at this curve.
It's not too bad. For a Monday morning on a machine I'm not used for.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
It's like taking a needlework exam, which I have to say I never did.
Didn't you?
No. I did the sciences.
I was going to say, were you sat outside
my
for that
family
hiding in
are-
the woods?
Yeah. My family are, my mum's side were tailors, so
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh.
And my mum was a needlework teacher.
So you wouldn't have needed to have.
So there you go. That's not bad. Not bad. Thankfully, Mum doesn't do technology, so she won't be looking. So
she can't watch.
So
it's all good. It's all good.
So the next thing I'm going to do is put the pocket onto one of my bag pieces, bag outers, because it doesn't want to go all the way through. Actually, I'll tell you what, that is a complete and utter lie. I'm not going to do that next. What I am going to do is join my pocket outer to my pocket lining.
Pocket outer to your pocket lining. And oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah. Just so that I can get the fastening position exactly where I want it.
Oh.
Because if you do it after you've attached, you'll end up with the popper going right through your bag, and you don't want that. You just want it on the pocket itself. Yeah. Now with this, because we want that protrusion of the lining.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
I know, I like it. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Because you open it up and it's like, oh, there's a pocket.
Yeah, sneaky. Yeah, otherwise you do not find the pocket if you don't do it. So you're only going to stitch right sides together, fabric right sides together. Make sure your owls are the right way up. So you would top if you've got direction fabrics, and you're going to stitch those together 1/4 of an inch so that when they open up, you've got that lining fold we can do, which is super easy to do, but you're only going to stitch one seam at the top. Okay. And here we go.
Nice.
It is very easy, isn't it? So now this seam, I'm going to press open.
Do you get excitable about pressing things open or shut or whatever?
No, I tend to press with what works for the project. So when I'm doing something like this, mostly it's pressing open because then it allows less bulk as you're matching things together.
Yeah.
And it lays flatter when you're actually using the object. But quilting wise, I tend to go with how the design is coming together. So if there's lots of points going on, it's either in one direction so they all nestle together, or flat, depending on what's going to happen. So to create that loop, overhang bit, what you're now going to do is open it up so you've got your right sides facing you.
Yeah.
And no, you don't. You do it so that you've got your wrong sides facing. match your curved edges. If I use the wrong one, don't know what's going on here.
This is. I always find this. See, people say that I'm really disorganised because I.
Never mind.
I do stuff in the morning.
My pocket was too big.
But
that's
otherwise,
yeah,
I get myself confused.
I know exactly what has happened, because when I cut the second one yesterday to come here today, I just put in the last remaining piece of fabric, knowing that it was too big, because then you can adjust the size of your pocket. That's
you
what
see,
I did.
being organised.
I was.
That's what was going on.
You can also adjust how much of your lining side you see if you want to as well.
Yes, yes.
So you can make it big, small, but that obviously impinges on the size of your pocket. So I'm going to shuffle it so it's like that, which is, I would say, about 1.5 centimetres.
Nice.
Judging it roughly. And all I'm going to do now is just press that into place. I'm not going to stitch it down yet, because when I put my snap in, what I wanted to do is have the snap not coming through the lining, because then when you slide your pocket through, hand in your pocket, you're not catching the back of a snap. So if I turn this through, you can see the snap is not on the inside.
It's hidden. It's discreet. Hidden.
But you need to know where that comes to, because when you place it on your bag front, like so, and you place your flap over. Now remember, when you place this, and this is where a gridded cutting mat or gridded mat is really handy, because you can place your flap 1/2 inch above the top of your bag front.
Nice.
Because that allows for your stitch and for coming over the top of your bag pieces. Then you can see where your pocket's going to come up to, and you can see the positioning of your snaps.
Hooray.
Yeah? If you do the loop and button thing, I forgot to say that when you sew your flaps together, put your loop in then,
Right.
or you're going to have to put it in afterwards and you'll see.
Yeah, so if you don't have a popper and that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you want your pocket to be lower, this is the point where you can shuffle it down. So I'm going to do that, but make sure it doesn't come down here,
Aha.
because you won't have a popper place. Well, you'll have a popper place, but in your bag. I feel like I'm inventing tongue twisters now. So
Like
I'm
Mr.
gonna...
Popper's penguins.
Oh, never seen it. Never seen it.
Oh, no.
Is it good?
It's got Jim Carrey in
Yeah, I'm
and
not
a lot
big
of
fan.
penguins everywhere.
Yeah, I struggle
Yeah.
with happy feet, so I'm not going to go there. Right, I'm going to
You
use
know,
this
do you know I
very...
like penguins?
I love penguins.
Oh, you love penguins?
Love penguins. Just not a fan of the animated ones with tapping feet.
I mean,
Or the
okay.
ones on the carousel in that well-known movie with Chim Chimney in it.
Oh, sorry, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
what, once you've decided on your positioning, so you invited me in, not knowing that I was going to cause complete utter madness and mayhem.
Had penguin issues. I'm sure there's a
Along
name
with
for
a
that.
whole list of others. Yeah,
We'll stick with the penguin issues. It's fine.
yeah, we won't mention the others because then I'll get certified. So, it's all right. They let me out the home this morning. I got my pass. You have to decide where your pocket's going to go. So I've chosen this. Then what you want to do is mark. Now, you can mark it 1 inch, 1/2 inch above your bottom of your flap. But what I strongly recommend is you find the middle first, because
I do that with
there
the
is nothing
old-fashioned
worse.
folding in half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
So find your middle, and look, the curves even match. Oh my gosh, Suze.
See, that's because
I'm
using good
almost
things
awake.
like what Creative Grids is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I found my middle, so I'm actually going to measure up 1 inch and put a dot. And of course this is really dark fabric, so I can't see what I'm doing. So, trick to find the other bit is put your pin in all the way through, lift the flap slightly, and you can mark where the pin is.
Beautiful.
So you know where it is, rather than measure, because I invariably am going to get it wrong. So, did you have an awl for your? I can use this actually. This is quite wide, isn't it?
Yes, in my I just haven't
Yeah.
unpacked my hotel.
Bear with me a second. I've got one buried in my
Oh, have
bag. Yeah, I have. Bear with me a second.
See, that's it. You are actually more organised than I am. I was.
I've also
busily
got a
screaming at
screwdriver.
my
I'm not
Snood
sure
this morning.
why I'd need a screwdriver. But I did
Well,
bring
you
a
know,
screwdriver.
you just never know, do
I
you?
think it's because at the weekend when we were moving my daughter, the first thing we needed was a screwdriver, and of course it's buried in a box that you've
Of course it is.
got somewhere.
Of course it is.
So make your hole for your snap. Now remember, you want the nice bit, the flat bit on the top of your flap. So that's the bit with the pointy bit on. Turn it over. Push your fabric down, and you. Now I put mine. Now you're going to tell me I've done this wrong, but
I don't think there is a right or a wrong way.
it's personal choice.
It's personal preference.
I do the one with the top hat, I call it.
The pokey outy bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the top, and it presses into the
technical term is that the male and female
Yes,
parts.
they are.
And we'll leave you to guess which
Yes.
one's the male.
I call them hot tub and top hat. Because you've got the hot tub here and the top hat there. It's just...
I mean, that works.
It does.
That works.
So then I'm just going to press that into place.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Right, so there's my, there's that one. Now, when I do this side, I'm going to just pull back that lining, which is, now you can see why I had to press that as well. So I'm going to make my hole just in the outer of the pocket, not in the lining bit as well. This time this wants to go the other way round, so the post comes up from the bottom and your hot tub or female part goes on the top. And you do have to do a bit of a wiggle with your
pokery
fabric and sort of somehow get that in there. So let's scrunch it up first and then put the tub on. Cool. We're there. Sorted. But obviously if you're going to do a button, you'd be sewing a button on instead. That's right. So
really squeaky today. I don't know why.
Squeaky. And I've had my tablets, so it's not me.
The old cod liver oil.
Oh no, turmeric. I'm
you're
a
a turmeric girl.
person.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to trim away the bit of the fabric from the pocket that I'm not using anymore, and I keep putting things away. Which is what I do
just
at
too
home.
tidy.
I do it
Just
at home
too
as well.
tidy.
Though I'm sure Simon would beg to differ. He always walks into my workroom and goes, "What is going on?" But it's because I usually am working on about 3 things at once. So
Yeah,
I
you
have
see, my husband walks
things
in and
everywhere.
says that someone's stolen the floor.
So if you want to do fancy stitching on your pockets, now is the time to do it, because you're
Right.
not going to be able to do it when it's a bag. So you can do whatever you like, zigzags, whatever you want to do. Ooh, dare I change this?
Oh, I can't describe it back to front not looking at it.
Does it? Will I need a different presser foot if I change it to zigzag?
No,
No?
I've been zigzagging on that.
See, mine needs a different one.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
No, I have
So
happily zigzagged on that today.
004.
Yeah, that is your zigzag foot. Yeah. It's second one down on the left-hand
Yeah.
side, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's just go with it, shall we?
Let's. What could possibly go wrong on live TV?
I love winging it. You're mentally thinking, oh my lord, what have I done? No, look, we've got zigzag going on, guys,
We've got
and
a
it's
zigzag.
either side of the seam.
Yay!
Yay!
Good job.
One thing to note though is if you're going to do a fancy stitch, make sure your popper is far enough away so that it doesn't get caught in the stitch. Just a point of note. I'd just like to say that I have managed a zigzag.
Right, should I pop it next to the machine so we can... Oh, look.
Look at that.
What a beautiful thing on somebody else's machine. Good job.
So let's put the bag outer together. So to do that, you're going to place your pocket lining up with the bottom and side edges of your bag outer, with the lining side of your pocket against the right side of your bag outer piece. So you're looking at it as it
will be.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you can, if you want to, you can tack it into place or whatever. I don't bother. Then you place your other bag outer, making sure the directional fabric is the right way up. Unless you want the back of your bag to be upside down. That is an option, of course. And then just pin, tack, whatever it is you do, clip to hold. And you're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way round the 2 sides and the bottom of your bag, not leaving a gap. No turning gap required.
Okay.
But make sure it is a good 1/4 inch, not a scant 1/4 inch.
Nothing scant here.
Because if you make it scant, you run the risk of it coming undone when you put the 40 million and one things that us people put in our bags.
I don't know what you mean.
I can't think.
Now, Valerie said that she was laughing at your tale of the dodging the cross-country runs.
Yes.
We used to be accompanied on ours by a teacher riding a bike.
Oh, that's so unfair.
I know.
Cheating. Oh.
We always ran along country lanes and she couldn't cycle slowly enough for we three laggers.
Serves her right.
Our outward route always took us along the playing field at the rear of the school next to a recreation ground, so when frustrated teacher gave up wobbling on her bike and rode ahead of us, we'd sneak through the fence and whiled away a happy 3/4 of an hour until it was time to lie in wait for the returners and sneak in amongst them as they neared the school. Of course she must have known, but hey, we were all happy, us sitting on our bums and she cycling instead of running. She's loving the show so much I stitched along the side of a quilt without pinning and found 6 inches from the end that I shouldn't have been so lazy and am now unpicking it.
Oh,
We've all
bless you,
been there. We've
yeah.
all been there. Oh, Naomi Help says it's raining in Yorkshire. Oh, Naomi, I owe you a massive apology. I completely meant to email you back and then life happened. So Naomi would like it if we set up a Facebook group for those who have subscribed to the Block of the Month.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the thing. So yes, but I don't have time to patrol it and check that everyone's playing nicely. And so yeah, I just need to work out who can and all of that malarkey. But I like the idea of it, absolutely. So yeah.
One thing that you might want to do is where you're, and I know what I've forgotten to do, so I'm going to have to do some unpicking. Yay!
It's because you basically listened to the story.
It is, I was so absorbed. Is where my pocket joined, I've just done a double stitch. So those of you who are awake would probably do this going forward and back, reinforcing at that point as you're stitching. But it just means that the bit where the pocket joins then is just a bit more secure for when you're moving your hands in and out.
Right, okay.
Now the thing I forgot to do was put my tabs in. So I am going to very rapidly unpick.
Okay.
And Mum, don't watch because I'm not going to use my unpicker, I'm going to use scissors.
It's fine. Elizabeth says that her John always says that her workroom looks like someone threw a hand grenade in and shut the door. I mean, there have been similar comments about mine. Jennifer says that we stock such beautiful fabrics. But I haven't stated what makes the plains are. Does anyone watching know? I use various ones.
Yeah.
So the batiks aren't plain, so that's fine. The other ones are Rose and Hubble.
They're
the
lovely.
plains.
Tell you, live colours, they are gorgeous.
They're really lovely, aren't they? Yeah.
So back to what you should have done. So the D-rings that we made tabs earlier should have gone inside my bag layers. So you make sure your D-ring end is inboard and your ragged ends are outboard, so you can see them peeping through. And they want to be about 1 inch, 2.5 centimetres down from the top, so that when you stitch they get held in. Now if you're not doing D-rings, you're just doing handles that you've made yourself and you don't want to put them on a swivel hook, that is fine, just make sure these are at the right level. But you can sew them directly in at this point, but again make sure your handle is inside the bag outers and you've only got the raw edges poking out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise your handle will be inside your bag
which is really helpful.
and you'll have raggedy ends poking out.
Yay!
So everything needs to be inside, hidden. It's a secret. Okay. That's the only thing you have to remember. And again, I tend to do a double stitch over this bit.
Okay.
Oh, it loves these, doesn't it? Just
Loves a
make
bit of it.
sure.
I probably should have put in a new needle.
Oh, do you know, I did that the other day. I was stitching and WhatsApping my daughter, who's doing costume construction. So I try and do it right when she's listening. Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
She'll judge. But as I started out, I said, "Oh, that doesn't sound right," and I said, "Oh, it could be that I need to change the needle because I think I wore it out the other day and I forget what I'd done, but it went over something it shouldn't have done."
Oops, it happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
didn't make a nice noise. But it's amazing, you know, how a sewing machine lets you know when it needs
when it needs something. When it needs
Yeah.
something.
So good, look at that, we got it the right way now.
Yay!
So before you turn it through, just take off your corner. Just so it makes it easier to turn through. Not that this is difficult because it's padded, so it makes it super
really
easy.
Now, Elizabeth said that she used to iron 32 shirts a week from the age of 8.
Yeah.
She offered to do it. You're mad.
Was she paid?
No, she had a lot of brothers.
Yeah. So
Is it 5 or 6 brothers, Elizabeth? I know you've got a gazillion brothers. There's a lot of brothers.
That is a lot going on.
Yeah. Jenny said her brother got out of doing cross country one year by volunteering to paint the swimming pool. I'd have done that.
Oh, we used
hate
to have that
cross-country.
job. We used to do that from Mum's school in the summer holidays. I used to love that job. It was even better when they filled the swimming pool back up and you could just swim. But, yeah. Right.
Oh, this is looking good, Susie.
Well, it's looking like a bag, isn't it now?
Which is
always a good sign. And you
advantageous.
know what I've done?
What?
Put my pocket on inside out. That's really cool.
Just flip it round.
Just turn it around the other side. No, I haven't. I have put it on the right way around, but I hadn't turned that bit through. There you go. We're good. We're good, ladies and gents.
Oh yeah. So Jennifer's asking what make the planes are. So I should say obviously Rose and Hubble for these ones, but obviously the Tilda with the Tilda planes with the perfect pairs, they are actual Tilda planes. So that's just it. They were different.
There we go.
And I should have said.
We are the right. We're all turned through. Quick press. Okay, now the fun bit, the lining and the flap. Now the flap has to come over the top.
Right.
So again, I do watch how I position this. So you want the flap front against the back of your bag.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I'm with you.
Because
Yeah.
then when you flip your flap,
When you flip your lid.
it's the right way around.
Yeah, Elizabeth has got 6 brothers.
Gosh.
Could you imagine 6 brothers? I think Emily really needs 6 brothers. She bosses poor Freddie about fit to burst. I think
Yeah.
he'd quite like to have 5 others to take the flack.
He'll kick back, don't worry.
He doesn't. He's so well-natured. He just doesn't.
So I am going to pin this just to hold it
Go
until
on then. Go on then.
I get my bag in place. You can tack it if you want to, clip it, whatever you want to do. So I've got my bag outer the right way round. I've got my lining the wrong way round. So that now I'm going to put my bag outer inside my lining.
Oh, so the whole lot goes in together. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And you're going to line up those side seams, which is why we pressed those open. And I'm just going to move this here because I don't need to keep stretching, although I probably do.
It's your yoga sewing workout.
It is, yeah. I've done that all. I've done my yoga this morning. I don't need to do it again.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And thankfully I didn't get accompanied by the dog this morning either,
Yeah.
because he tries
Yeah.
to sit on you while you're
So
Doesn't
Margot.
Oh my gosh, Margot's sitting on you. It'd be a
Yeah,
nightmare.
well, Eric likes to sit. So Eric, my 12-stone Great Dane, he likes to sit on your lap. And so Emily, from a very early age, has learned how to say Eric. Well, she can't really say Eric, so she just says ick. Ick, no, off. It's what we get. Ick, no. So he gets told. But
he is so good-natured. He'd probably say, "Oh, I'm really sorry."
No, he thinks that he has sofa rights, and he's very wrong about that. But Margot. So Margot and Maud have been crate trained from the get-go because as two little puppies, they just wanted to play the whole time, and they were puppies together. So the only way that they could have enforced naps was to separate them and put them in their crates. And so they've just grown up in them. But Margot is now out of her crate. Maud's a absolute terror, so no, she's staying crated, but Margot is out and in a big girl bed, and she's so proud of herself, but she just jumps the baby gate.
Well, she tried to as I came through this
morning.
Yeah.
So you just see this little face against the door, and now she's worked out how to open the door into the kitchen. No. So we are now regularly joined by Margot wherever we are, and she's so pleased with herself. And she does that crazy wagging, and of course that tail is very, very strong. Ooh. Yeah.
I'm glad that Hendrik's tail was docked.
They can only do it, can't they, now, if they are working dogs?
Yeah, well, he came from a working breeder, so he was docked at pretty much birth. So yeah, it was at the right time anyway. Yeah. But even so, we call him Wiggle because his whole body wiggles.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cute.
And Margot puts her little ears down and back and just looks like a little otter.
Yes.
Which must be confusing for Maud, who is an otter hound. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, they're lovely.
So we are pinning all the way around.
We're pinning all the way around. So I started with the side seams, found the middle on the straight bits, and then pinned, aligning everything. And the other thing you have to watch is that your D-rings are tucked down because you don't want to sew over those, and that you've also got your flap flat. That's really hard to say.
Yeah, I bet you can't
want
say
your
that
flap
quickly.
flat.
Okay.
Okay, so make sure when you're pinning it in that it is not crunkled. Is that a word?
It is now. We know what you mean.
Yeah. I always start and finish on a side seam.
Oh, me too.
And again, it's 1/4 inch. So, off we go. And we're almost there, guys. This is so exciting. This is a bit like, come on, Hendrix, we can do this. We're there.
Oh.
And he raises his head from his armchair and looks at me as if to say, do I care? Do I want a bag? Unless it's filled with treats, forget it.
Oh, Lisa says I have to turn my door handles upside down. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a
One
really
of our
good
friends
idea.
has just done that in their house. All their house handles are now upside down.
I mean, it'll be confusing for the kids, but they'll learn. They'll learn. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, Lisa. Yep, I'm going to get the screwdriver out after this. Helen says, just in case you or me are not accurate when placing the flap on your bag, would it be a good idea for us to place the top popper on after construction? Yes.
You can do, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I do, Helen. Yeah. I can never quite guarantee myself.
No, but that's where you press. You repress the shape.
Oh, now Karen says that she always says crunkled.
Oh,
There's a lot of Scots say it.
Oh, I'm not Scottish, but I've got Scottish ancestry.
There you go, you
We're
see.
A Gordon clan, apparently.
Oh, are you? Oh. So you'll have your own...
We have our own tartan. It's really nice, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm obviously mentally thinking how many door handles I'm going to have to turn up.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see you counting in your head. Right.
And how hard it's going to be.
Yeah, how many hours have you got in the day?
Oh, I don't know.
So before you cut anything, do anything, what I am going to do is just trim the corners off the lining. Use your turning gap to bring the bag through. And this bit I love because it's just like, how is this going to work? This is all wrong.
I know. Oh no, I've had a morning of it feels so wrong trying to work out the schmood.
Yeah, the first time you did something like this, did you think, no, this isn't right, is it? Because the lining's not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every
you have to
time.
Just trust, don't you?
Every time, especially. I mean, you've upped the empty because you'd added in a lid as well.
I know.
And so that
scary prospect.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we have looked. It all works.
Looking good.
So just check that your flap has caught all the way across, and it has.
It has. Yay! I mean, I'd high five you if I could.
Yeah, we can do it virtually.
Virtual high fives.
Yeah. So the next thing you're going to do is seal up this turning gap because we know it all works. But before you do that, what you want to make sure is that you've opened up those seams so they're going to attempt to lie reasonably unbulky inside. So use whatever tool you like to turn them round and roll out your seams. And I do press.
Really? I mean, I am surprised.
Yeah, surprisingly, I press my turning gap. But it just makes, because I hand sew, it just makes, I'm not going to hand sew now because you'll be bored to death watching me hand sew. But it does make it so much easier to then slip stitch or whip stitch, whatever you used, to hand sew that together.
Lazy top stitch.
Yeah, so we are going to lazy top stitch. But you do realise that once I come off air, I am going to unpick it and hand stitch it.
Are you?
Which is what I did with a quilt that I did, and I ran out of time to hand stitch the binding.
Yeah.
Because I needed it for, obviously for the show. So as soon as I got home, I took the whole thing apart and hand stitched the binding back on.
Of course you did.
Even though it just lives in a box.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be used, but yeah. So squish your lining into the corners so it's all flat. And
looking good, Mrs. Duncan, looking very good.
Not bad, is it?
Yeah. Susan says she's loving the demo. It's so much fun.
Thank you. Yes, I'm liking the fact that she said fun, not mad.
Well, yeah, it's all good. Karen says that I always say inside out and my friends correct me and say it's outside in.
Well, I don't...
Same thing, really.
Depends which way you're looking at it, doesn't it?
I don't know. Oh, that's really confused my head.
So, what have I done here? No, the popper is the right way round, but it doesn't want to pop. I think because I've not squished it enough.
Oh,
so
have you
I didn't give it enough welly.
Oh, you've got to give it a bit of welly.
Yeah.
Come on.
I didn't have Weetabix or shredded
you had
wheat.
porridge,
I had pear and ginger porridge.
Oh, you are so healthy.
There you go.
Yay! It's so good.
So the straps.
Yeah.
If you're using the D-rings, then obviously if you're using the webbing and you didn't want the D-rings, you could have just put the webbing in.
Could do.
Could have done.
Yeah.
But if you're using the D-ring swivel hooks, what I did was, these are a bit smaller, but it still works.
Not the ones I've ordered,
no,
Susie.
I know.
Oh, it took a lot of searching.
Yeah.
And also to find them at a good price. So many
you can
people
pay a
want
fortune.
a lot for swivel clips.
Yeah.
I just refuse.
There were some that were worked out at over £1 each. And it's just mental.
But it's, there was, before you, but that's wholesale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you do that? But what I did was pull enough through so I can then fold over a good.
Would you like to show us on the sewing machine? Show us that fold on the sewing machine, because then we can get you a nice little close up.
So it's come through, turn it over a good 2 centimetres, and then back over on itself again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then what you do is stitch across. However you like, you can do your little box with a diamond cross in it if you want to, or you can just do a series of zigzags, whatever you want, to stitch that into place. So I'm just going to run a stitch over there. But whatever you do, do more than one row of stitching, because if you don't, you're going to be restitching it every time you use it. And the other thing to do is to make sure you don't stitch over the metal.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that either.
Because you'll be changing your needle. So that's one done, and you can trim your ends later. But the other end, just make sure you've put no twists in your webbing.
But that said with a smile and a bit of a, like that might have happened. Might have happened. Yeah.
Tuck the other end through. So we're going to do exactly the same the other end, making sure that we're folding it in the same angle. And I've put that in upside down. There we go.
Now you can make your own strap out of your fabric.
Absolutely.
So if you're making this out of any of your half-metre heavens, and do take a look. I think we've got about 40 different half-metre heavens up at the minute. And also we've got the perfect pairs and stuff like that. So do take a look at those because they are all on there.
Yeah. Yeah, making bag handles out of fabric is not difficult, is it?
Well,
you can
do
use
it like you make
the tabs.
exactly how
Yeah.
you'd make the tabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, I would put a bit of interfacing in the middle as well,
So it's nice and
just
soft.
so it, but also it's a bit more reinforced.
Mm.
And then rather than top stitch down the sides, I do a fancy stitch all the way down.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
You don't care,
Get
do
me?
you?
No.
I do 4 lines of stitching, straight stitching
Do you?
instead. Yeah.
You can,
Oh.
but that's the great thing, isn't it? You can do
Personalise
whatever
it.
you like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're really good and you've got one of these super duper machines with alphabets on, you could even put people's names on them.
Oh my goodness, what a great idea. What a great idea. So Freddie came home in, I think I said about this the other day, came home in a size 6 to 7 top, which, you know, is his age, but obviously he's in size 10 to 11, because he's huge. He just looked like he'd been stuffed. He could barely move. And nobody at school noticed. No, that the arms were at his elbows and completely not his clothes.
That is so funny. There we go.
Yeah, so everything has had to be named again. Oh, just a nightmare. Emily came home in somebody else's top. I have no idea how or why or I don't know.
How weird.
I don't know what's going on.
There you go.
Hey, we're done. Fantastic. Good job.
One thing I did notice about the button that I forgot to say to you this morning was I sewed mine on the original down in the corner.
Yeah.
But it is actually big enough to fit over your snap.
Do you want to show that on the old close up?
So you can hide your snap if you want to. Down a bit. There you go. There you go.
You could stitch them over the top.
You
that
could.
would look a bit gorgeous, wouldn't it?
And you don't have to worry about the stitch holes being where the snap is, because he's big enough to drop him so that you can stitch below the snap. He's awesome, isn't he?
I love his eyebrows.
Yeah, they're cool.
And it looks like a little bow tie, doesn't it, where you're going to put your thread through.
Yeah, exactly. So do a fancy
thread.
Fancy thread. I'm just trying to work out what it is upside down, but I don't think it does the same as these. These are definitely skulls upside down.
You are convinced, aren't you? Convinced they are.
We survived.
Oh, thank you so much,
That's
Susie.
all right. Thank you for having me.
Oh no,
it's so
it's
cool.
Absolute pleasure. I'm going to come and Snood.
Yes, I want to see this.
Would you believe?
I'm very excited.
I've got to try and remember how I did it now.
Let me just clear your decks because I've.
You know when you do things the wrong way so many times, and then you've got to try and remember the right way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
The decks are clear for you.
Oh, thanks.
So, and I'll move well out of the way.
Oh, thanks. Oh no, get me microphone, am I, eh? Oh, that's a lovely bag, by the way. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
You're going to love making them.
You are.
And
Awesome.
this is the thing, isn't it? We're now going to do a quick clean down. Not that I think you have anything, Susie, at all, but you know.
Well, nothing.
Because like the old government says so. Says got to.
Yeah.
So just talk amongst yourselves while I just have a little. Oh, these smell of watermelon. They're ever so nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. There you go. Have a try with that.
Oh, thank you very much. I did touch those scissors, so.
Did you?
Which is really slight, yeah. I'll chop my hand off.
My sister-in-law makes these, and they
nice.
smell really good, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. Dee 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 dee, la 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 la. So not only have you watched us ironing, you've also watched us cleaning this. I mean, this is fascinating stuff, isn't it? Eh? Fascinating stuff.
I'll do this as well.
Oh, there we go. Do.
There you go. That's done just in case.
There you go. Pop fresh, they're called. So you can just pop a couple in your bag, in your throw and go bag.
You can throw them into your go bag.
They're really good. I haven't seen anything else quite like it, but
being sealed like that, because the other ones with a lift up flap dry out, don't they?
oh, so annoying. So annoying.
And you don't just pick one, do you?
No.
Oh wait, it's like tissues.
Yeah.
You don't just get one, you get 40.
No. I don't know why I just picked this up to clean now. Oh, the iron. There we go.
Yes, that was the other thing I touched. Sorry.
Bear with us, viewers.
Right.
You know, we've got to do the right thing, haven't we? Yeah. If anybody wants anything like these, then I'll see if I can get them for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
good.
put me on that list.
They smell so good. There you go then. Oh. Put one in there. Right.
I'm going to sit and watch.
Okay. Yeah. It's cold today. It's really cold. So, the Snood, not a Snood,
No.
a Snood, got to be done. Right,
You
so
have to make that mouth face as well when you do it.
always. So I don't know if you know how the Smarf name came about. It was, so we'd just lost Arthur, studio dog, and we always used to call him Smarf. So when we made a scarf that was part mask, I can't call it mask because it's not, it's a face covering, it's a fashion face covering, but you know what I mean. And so it just felt right to call it the Smarf. And it makes me think of Arthur every time, you see.
Oh.
So that was how that happened. And then, but I always used to call him Shmoo as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so it was easy enough to then call this the Shmood after Shmoo.
Yeah, good plan.
And all those sorts of things. Right, okay, so my question to you is, because this takes just over half a metre of jersey, but like just over half a metre, but you can get away with it like a fat quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, and I'll have to think if there's a better way to cut it, would you like to have just over half a metre and the full length so that you can make 2 out of your kits, or a kit that just makes 1? That's the question. And I won't put the instructions in because if you want to make more than 1, then each kit will make whatever it makes. You don't want the instructions every time. So if you want the instructions, there's a paper version up now, and then the digital will be up later. And let's see if I can remember how to do it, because I haven't printed it off yet. Whew. So, let me just measure. Okay. So this is your width. And this is where it gets so very confusing. This fabric I will put up later. It's really lovely. And this particular one is OTO texy. You can use for nightwear and all that kind of malarkey.
Right, yeah.
Some of them are, some of them aren't. It just depends. And this one is a little jersey knit, so it's got a bit of give. So the very first thing
You're going to press, aren't you?
that I know, after all the grief I've just given you. I'm not just going to press, Susie.
Oh, you're going to do a bit of a spritz.
Yeah. I'm going to give it an old best press spritz just to put just to put a little bit of body into it.
Oh, it's because it's jersey.
Yeah.
And it was on the cotton setting. There you go.
It's all good. It's all good.
I managed to do that with the glow-in-the-dark thread, didn't I?
Oh yeah. So Susie is the person behind the little Halloween treat bags. That was your design, wasn't it?
It was.
For which we did give you full credit. They were lovely.
The fabrics were lovely, definitely.
Now then. I would probably trim the selvage off if I bought my rulers.
Oh,
I
can't even pass
hang on.
anything,
No,
can I?
It's fine. In the absence of my creative goods are still in the car from, haven't quite managed to unload everything yet. It's always here and there and everywhere.
Do you know what I saw with all the salvages done, which you've probably seen, but I was fascinated and thought was a brilliant idea. Someone had saved all the salvages off their fabric sides and then done a strip quilt with them.
Nice. Very nice.
A lot of sewing.
A lot of sewing. You've got to be quite,
Accurate.
Accurate, yep. So, talking of accurate, it might help if I actually cut the selvage off there. Now, I wanted to do jersey because I have a bit of a fear of it. And when I said this was jersey, you also went, yeah, demoing in jersey. Yes. There we go. So you fold it up in half, like so. And then you mark off your measurements for where your ear bits are going to go. So, my mat's round the wrong way. Hang on a minute. Oh, hang on, I'll do it from this end. This is the right way round. Just one of those days. So find your midway point and mark that. So it's going to be about there. And then all of these measurements are in. But also you can, obviously, if you think you've got particularly fat face or thin face or wide face or narrow face or funny turnip shaped face, whatever. I mean, the names and descriptions that people come out with of their own faces, if you said it to their face, they'd get really upset.
Well, you'd be slapped with a lawsuit.
Yeah, absolutely. And yet they say it about themselves. And you're like, what? So if you have a different shaped face, let's just go with that. So first thing we're going to do is pop earpieces in. Okay, on that line that we just made there. I am really cold.
It is chilly.
It's all the windows in here. I'm actually shaking. It's not nerves, not nervous. Could you imagine? It's my show, it makes me scared. Yeah. I like to do it twice a week.
Just so that I get that adrenaline.
Just for the adrenaline. Oh gosh, no. Right. 3 ears, clearly.
I think that was my fault because I picked them up off the floor.
Oh, I'll forgive you.
I was tidying up.
Were you now? I love that. Do love a bit of tidying. Gosh, got to remember how to do this now. And now you are going to sew along there. But you're going to leave a little gap. So you're going to start off, sew part way, leave your turning through gap, and then sew the rest of the way along. So this is different to how we did it with the smarf. You can zigzag all the way along. That's absolutely fine. You can overlock if you wish. Should we overlock?
Oh, yeah.
For a bit of fun. But zigzag is also absolutely fine.
See, I don't possess an overlocker.
Oh, Susie, I could put that right.
I keep thinking, do I need one?
Yes.
It scares me. All these
Why?
threads. Look.
Oh, no. Well, no. But that's why you want to save up and go for this one. Because then, hi, back again. I like
very
to.
neat.
I've done a rainbow of colour.
It is cool.
Yeah. You don't have to do that.
Yeah,
But
I
with
would.
this one, what is that thread doing there? Oh, hang on. Where is me red? Why isn't me red threaded? I've come unthreaded with me red. Yeah. So with this one, it does all the tricky. It's the bit
does it?
inside
Yeah.
that you worry about. This one, you don't
Does it
worry
all
about
for
that.
you?
Does it all for you.
Oh, that's all right then.
It just sucks it through with its little airy thing. It's very
That's
good.
Very clever.
It's very good. Let me just rethread that. Whoops. I've got it caught under there. Oh, I've got it caught all everywhere now. Well, that's no good, is it? Hang on.
I haven't touched it, honest.
Oh, should I be blaming you? No, you see, I hadn't even
would.
crossed my mind, Susie, until you said, wasn't me, governor. No, you see, this is the other problem. Captain Small came in here this morning, and she's a little bit obsessed with it in here. You can imagine, can't you?
I can understand why, to be fair.
For her.
Yeah.
And she loves colour and stuff like that. Let me see if this is working. Woo! My scraps out. Dee-dee-dee-dee.
That's
okay to me.
Very good.
Now I don't know if we'll get a shot of this unless I move it over a little bit here. Push you back a bit. So I need that one, you see, in a minute. Let's see, what sort of a shot have we got there? Oh, look, very confusing shot.
There you go, you okay?
Am I all right there?
Yeah,
we can
that'll
see,
do.
sort
We
of
can
see.
We can
All right.
see.
So you want to, and again, you can do this just on your normal sewing machine. That's absolutely fine. Do a little bit, come off a little bit, and I do like you do. I don't bother to undo, and then come back in again. There we go. And then we're just going to go all the way along. Making sure I've got everything. This is the nice thing about the overlocker, it can cut your thread at the same time. So if you haven't been terribly neat, it's okay. It doesn't matter. All the way to the end. Okay, there we go. So that is your first line of stitching. It's basically just 2 lines of stitching this, and then a bit of hand stitching. But trying to work out which bit of stitching went, honestly, I was, when Jane and Inga arrived this morning, I was about to throw everything out that I'd got myself so confused.
I think the more, once you're in that loop,
Yeah.
it gets worse the more you try and think it, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, absolutely. So now I've got those bits in there,
Yeah.
and I am going to find my little nosy bit and stick that in the middle. So I marked the middle point, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Affirmation from Susie there. Yes, you did.
Yes.
You marked the middle bit. Obviously, I marked it on the other side of the fabric, which is why I couldn't find it right there. It's all going swimmingly today. But if you can't find it, look, just your 2 earpieces, find your middle bit there. And then pop your nose bit on there, and then you are going to take the bottom to the top. And this is where it feels all sorts of wrong. And this was where I kept going wrong, because my nose strip's there, right?
Yeah.
And my ear bits are in there.
Yeah.
So if I'm sewing that and the hole's there,
What's going on?
what is going on, right? Honestly, it took me so long to work it out.
But I bet if you hadn't put the ear bits in and the nose bit, you'd have done it in 10 seconds because you weren't thinking about positioning of those?
No, it was only once I
Yeah.
put the nose and the ear strips in. I kept trying to put them into the seams and sew them in afterward. No.
Keep it simple.
So, yeah, the KISS principle, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah. That's what they say, isn't it? So back to the old overlocker. So it's not that it's necessarily difficult in any way. It's just that I've wasted a good couple of meters getting it the wrong way round. I'll be able to unpick or just add bits in here and there. I might be able to salvage some of them.
A lot of dusters heading
A lot
your way.
of dusters. Great idea.
Actually, jersey fabric makes a really good anti-static duster.
Oh, does it? Now, the other thing about this is if you want to obviously press all of these, then you can. And it does make them a little bit, especially with something like a best press, because you're just putting a little bit of body back into the fabrics. But it just... So the main point about this was I'd seen so many gentlemen wearing sort of snoody type things. And I thought, hang on a minute, there's got to be a way to do that. When I'm dog walking, and don't get me wrong, like I adore all my Cape ones, but if I've just got like a pair of joggers on or whatever, I look a little bit overdressed. And or if I'm just out with the dog or something, I don't want flappy bits. I want to save that for when I feel smart. So this was just one of those things, and it just fits nicely inside a dog walking coat as well.
Or
when
a
I'm
throw
out
and
with-
go bag.
Sorry?
Or a throw and go bag.
Or a throw and go bag, right? Yeah, absolutely. So round we go. Oh, thanks, Marisha. Love your demos. Elizabeth. Oh, no, Elizabeth. I have not said something you haven't heard before. No way. She said she's never heard the KISS thing. Keep it simple,
really?
stupid. Yeah.
Wow.
No, it is a thing. It is
Yeah.
actually a thing. Either that or people just say it to me a lot. I'm not quite sure.
Well, to be fair, I'm in that camp as well, so...
I'm entirely sure. So you have what you think is a snood, sewn all the wrong way, right? Find your turning through gap, and guess what?
Turn through.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that, and I'm going to have a look at the measurements again and see if I can jiggle it around a bit to make it out of a 1/2 metre, because that would make life so much easier. So bear with me. Let me see what I can do on that. I was a little bit fraught this morning. You can ask Emma, who dared to ask me for like some shows, product shows, and I was like, was basically the conversation, not really the conversation, just the, I can't do anything yet because I'm trying to work this out. Because I wanted it long that way.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just going to look like you've got a piece of...
Because the
tie
first
round
one
your
that
neck.
I made was great, but it was too wide and baggy. So if I just show you this, find me earpieces, hock me ears over.
I thought you were going to say, find my ears.
I can't find my ears. I've lost
haven't
everything
moved.
this morning. Where are they? So it's that.
So now all you need is the swag bag and the...
Yeah, right. But I don't know if
That's
you
really
can
cool.
hear me.
But that would fit inside a winter coat when you've got
Exactly it.
zipped
So
it
that's
up.
just it. So it is just over there, but you still do have that room to breathe.
Yeah.
And that's the really important thing, is having that room to breathe. Now, if you do have,
That'd be great for people who wear glasses because they won't steam up as much.
because the air is going
Yeah.
into there rather than...
And for children.
Yeah, and for kids as well. And the other thing as well to bear in mind is I might make some of these for the producers at work, because some of them have to wear masks. I can't hear what they're saying.
No.
they're all muffled. So there it is. That's what it's going to look like. So then you just hand stitch up the gap, or zigzag it if you want to, and then where the nose piece is there, all I would do is, like you did with your smarfs, just mark where it is, just with one of your fabric markers, mark where it is, and then I just did a tiny little zigzag stitch around it just to hold it in place, so that when you wash it, because you've got to wash it, it stays in position. And these, I mean, I've been wearing these for ages now, and
they're brilliant.
yeah, they just maneuver and it's fine. So you've only then got one seam up the back. You'll hand stitch that, and again, that turning through gap is at the back. Not really going to see it. And that...
Well, by the time you've got it all concertinaed on your neck, you don't see them anyway, do you?
Yeah. And what I'll do is, with the pattern, I'll make sure that if you want to adjust it, I'll show you. Like if you want it wider, I'll show you how to do that. I'll just show you a few adjustments. But then, yeah, as soon as it comes off, nobody knows. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's just nobody knows. Because the Smarf and the Snood, for me, they've been fantastic, because just going to the school gates, and my husband keeps stealing my masks out of the car, so none of those left. So I've just got to make sure that I always wear one, because I can't guarantee what I left in the car is still there. So helpful, so helpful, so helpful. So yeah, there we go.
Cool.
And this is the sort of thing that I used to wear pre-weirdness. So there we go. It's the best way I can describe it. The world's gone weird. It just wasn't where I left it. It's all gone a bit weird. So there we go. That's the pattern. Like I say, if it, you know, do grab it. It will hopefully help save you, yeah, good few piles of fabric in the corner there. It's all good. I will be back tomorrow with Helen McCook. Hooray! She is bringing her next instalment of, well, we started, didn't we, doing the little things that you can have around. So needle cases, things like that. It's the scissor and shear holders tomorrow. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So do join us at 10 o'clock tomorrow, which leaves me to say thank you very much, Mrs. Duncan.
Thanks very much for having me.
I think a cup of tea and getting warm is in order. Thank you.
We'll go for a run.
Okay, run. My running days
I'll sit
are
by
done.
the hedge.
Yeah, my running days are over. Are over.
Mine never started.
Well, no,
Apart from a
mine
tennis
did.
court, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just checking that there aren't any questions about it. No, we are all good. Look, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. I will make sure I'll have a little jiggle around with the jersey fabrics and see if I can get it so that you don't need more than half a metre. Bear with me, and I'll have them up by the end of the day, along with the digital instructions. Alrighty, and I'll put it on Facebook so that you know when it's there. Okay, have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.